Welcome back to the John and Chaz show. I'm Chaz. This is John.
Howdy.
And
So,
we're going to talk about how I quit using soap.
yeah, not bathing. Being a dirty hippie.
I bathe.
I bathe too.
Okay, so last episode we talked a little bit about how we are conspiracy theorists from way back. Like we are
OG.
free-thinking OG, the OG original free-thinking, questioning everything type people. So I have always questioned everything. I probably drove my parents crazy.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
But it's like,
should I even be married to this man?
No, not that kind of stuff. Like, why would I have asked that question to my parents?
Anyway.
But no, why do women shave? Why do we have to shave our armpits and legs? Why don't you? Who decided that a woman needs to be hairless on her legs and armpits? And what happened before soap? How did people cleanse themselves? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We were going to talk about something political, but we decided to not go that way and just share with you a little bit of what's going on in our lives. And it is me convincing my entire family to stop using soap.
Yay. No soap.
Now,
so free, baby.
Now, this is the interesting thing about this is that one thing I've always very much appreciated about my husband is his proficiency for hygiene.
You don't want to be smelly, fellas.
He's a little bit emphatic about it, a little bit OCD, which I'm grateful for because he never is gross. He never smells. He always has clean socks. I know because I wash them all, and when I put away our laundry, there's more of his socks than almost.
How do people walk around barefoot? I don't get it.
That's good for you. That should be another episode we do on why you should be barefoot more often. But he has a phobia of dirty feet. Like if our feet are dirty in this house, he will die inside. A little bit of him dies every time he sees yucky on your feet. So
if your feet are black, you need to wash.
Be warned. Be warned if you're in his presence and your feet are dirty, he's going to judge you. So that's all there
should be.
And so anyway, he's always had really great hygiene, and that's something I'm grateful for. And I've never really questioned the soap thing until, I don't know, I just learned more and more being a part of Plexus Worldwide. Most of you guys know that that's a company I work for, and we are all about the gut and the gut microbiome. And with the release of our skincare line Joyome, which came out in 2018, I believe. Yeah, 2 years it's been out. With the release of those skincare products, which is a day and night serum for your face, I really started learning more about our skin microbiome. So you guys, we are a walking ecosystem. We're full of bacteria inside and out. And so what I learned about soap, just honestly in the last, I think it's been 2 weeks that I stopped using soap. Maybe it's been 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Have you gone soapless yet?
I'm using less soap for sure.
Have you tried to shower without soap yet?
I'm still using it for certain
areas. Okay, we'll talk about those certain areas.
When your wife does this, be like, I don't smell. I don't smell.
You guys, literally, I'm gonna do it right now. Oh, I forgot to get our deodorant to show them. But I'm just saying, your skin bacteria is there for a reason, you guys. I know you think it's nuts. And I can show you. Now, let me show you guys. This lady that I learned a buttload of stuff from, I will show you her profile, and you can go look her up on Instagram. She's a chiropractor. Her name is Courtney Culla. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she's super knowledgeable about this stuff. She has not used soap for 2 years. All of her information on this inspired the heck out of me. I just told it to my kids real quick, briefly in passing, and they have almost all of them, I think all of them have stopped using soap. And I want to tell you what I've noticed in the last couple of weeks of me not doing it. But one thing that she recommends is this, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's Aleavia. How would you pronounce the word?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, here is what it looks like.
You have to pause, zoom in, clarify.
You guys got it. You guys can pause and see that. You can see that. And then I'll share with you her profile. But she's very knowledgeable about this stuff. She's super, super, super. She's got a couple of highlight bubbles that will give you more information than we're giving here because I'm just kind of sharing my experience. But I read through some of her stuff. I read through some of her posts, and I was like, dang, that like answers all of my inquisitiveness, and this makes so much sense. So soap was never intended for daily maintenance. Contrary to John's always believing that he needs to clean himself 24/7 because he can't stand to be stinky or dirty, which I'm grateful for. I will always say that.
Okay.
But I remember when I took French in high school, my French teacher told me that Parisians, French people, make fun of us Americans because we're obsessed with being clean because they don't bathe as often as we do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of cultures that bathing's just not a regular thing, and I'm not saying be like a dirty hippie, but no, but there are people out there. We've been looking it up. There's been people out there who have not used soap on any regular basis for years and years and years, right? So you know what? They're still alive. They're still kicking. I was reading an article about a guy. He's a founder of a company. They make cosmetics or skin-based products that are there to promote your natural microbiome. Or he even isolated. I mean, this guy's like a scientist, right? Like he isolated a specific bacteria that will consume the ammonia. Which, when you sweat and stink, there's an ammonia compounds, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So there's, but the bacteria that are just naturally occurring that will kind of eat that up. So you end up being like odor free. So he even has like a product that's like, hey, I'm just gonna squirt this ammonia eating bacteria all over me.
Go get her deodorant.
And then you just have like this bacteria all over you, just like all the time.
Well, you do anyway.
You do anyway,
but when you're using soap, you are like first of all, you're stripping your body's natural oil producing mechanism. So you're constantly stripping that. And that's what I noticed, like taking a shower. I would take a shower every night because I don't like being dirty either. I don't want to be stinky. And it's just part of what we do, right? We clean ourselves. It's important. That's what you've been told, right? Yeah. And I would always need lotion. Lotion for my hands, lotion for my legs, lotion for my arms, a good dousing of lotion after every shower. And so after reading through this woman's highlights a little bit, I was like, oh my gosh, well, that's why I need lotion so much, because I'm stripping my body's natural oils and I'm having to put something back on to, make my body feel more hydrated, make my skin feel more hydrated, because what you're doing when you use soap every day, especially every day, but honestly, any time, because soap was created for those hardworking men who are working out in the fields, and when dirt would become encrusted in their skin, it was to help get that out. That was the point of soap. It was never intended for daily maintenance. But we Americans, somewhere, and it probably had something to do with marketing, because it's a moneymaker, right? Convincing us that we need this every day or we're dirty. Okay. Yeah. So this woman, this Dr. Courtney, she says that people, when she tells people she doesn't use soap, they look at her like she's a stinky, dirty hippie. And they're like, you what? Yeah. You don't use soap? But
well, it's just, there's also just like, we live in such a sanitized society, right? Especially
over sanitized
with this, the past year, the COVID, and I can't tell you how many times the Rona, right?
The Rona gonna get you if you don't use hand sanitizer.
Yeah. So I can't tell you how many times I saw people on Facebook being like, "Oh, I'm out of Lysol wipes," like just freaking out about sanitizing everything.
Gosh, and that's so bad.
I'm not saying like live in a pigsty of crap or anything like that.
No, we're not saying that.
No, not saying that, but especially, if you want to just even talk about like just being kosher, right? I mean, like maybe some of you are familiar with Old Testament, biblical. A lot of the Old Testament is surprisingly about hygiene, but you know what? No recipe for soap back then. A lot of washing.
Oh my gosh, what a good point.
Yeah, a lot of like washing, hey, go down the river, wash, right? So yeah, hey, rinse off some water. And stand out in the sunshine, right? Because a lot of those things, oddly enough, is about like until the sun goes down. So stand out in the sun until the sun goes down.
Yeah, because the sun is very good for you.
So yeah, old school biblical wisdom about
That's
hygiene, but
interesting that
no
you bring
soap,
that up.
right? No soap
Yes.
required.
See, and that's me questioning everything. Like, what they do back then? They didn't know soap. Like, I mean, sure, maybe they had some yucca root they dug up and squished in their hair or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
but literally, we have been so brainwashed. And I was telling John the other day, I was on a little mini rant. If you know me very well, you know I like to rant once in a while. I was like, it's a war on mankind. It's a war on, it's propaganda to convince us that our own bodies are not capable of what they're capable of.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, our bodies are amazing, and you know, like I said, I don't know. I'm gonna give this not watch it. Like I've had this issue lately, like
To be continued.
super flaky scalp, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and his hair.
I wake up every morning, right?
Oh my God, he's gonna demonstrate.
Can you see it?
Do it. No, they don't.
Like
want, they don't want to see that.
Flakes of dry skin. I don't like that. I don't know. It's just like big, flaky, dry skin. Maybe I get some bacteria to just eat all those flakes.
So of course you guys know that I'm like, take your probiotics, and then that will help. But also, yeah, you guys know washing your hair too often is not a good thing. I'm sure most of you know that. It causes your scalp to overproduce oils. Well, when you stop using soap, your skin will have a bit of an adjustment period where it overproduces oils because it's used to you stripping it away every day. So if you decide to try this, just know that sweat from the gym, sweaty workouts, you're daily doing whatever, you're just feeling slimy and swampy or whatever, you can rinse all that off with water, I promise.
I mean, yeah, feel free to look this up, but I mean, so I was reading an article, you know, this guy who was a chemical engineer, you know, saying like, why do horses roll in the dirt? So I don't know, maybe you just go out and roll in the dirt.
Okay, why do horses roll in the dirt? You told me earlier.
Well, the idea was that perhaps they're trying to acquire bacteria that will consume the ammonia compounds which are released by sweating. Oddly enough, I mean, maybe some of you might have heard it's probably been over a decade ago now, 15 years, Jordan Rubin, the Maker's Diet.
You guys know the lemonade. You put lemon, cayenne, and maple syrup. It was a cleanse. That guy.
Back then, I'm sure he's middle-aged now, but young Dr. Jordan Rubin came to the conclusion that he needed more what he called soil-based organisms, right? Bacteria from dirt. And I think back then, even, I don't know about today, but he even sold like a supplement that was basically just like a capsule of like bacteria from dirt that you could ingest to fix your gastrointestinal issues.
God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt. Right? Isn't that funny? I used to say that when I was a baby. God made dirt, dirt don't hurt. But you know what? This is, okay, so this is what I'm learning from this, and what I find is so interesting about all of it is that grounding is important, keeping your feet in the earth, letting your children play in the earth is important because of that bacterial balance. So when you're constantly washing away the bacteria on your skin microbiome, because we have more bacteria than we have genetic cells. Did you know that? Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
They outnumber your genetic cells 10 to 1. That's how much bacteria you have. And your skin is your largest organ. So when you're constantly stripping it, you're causing a degradation of your skin's barrier. And you're also disrupting your skin microbiome, but you're also causing weakening your skin's defense against infection, because your skin will remedy itself. So things like, you know, dry skin, psoriasis, and all the skin ailments, eczema, things that people deal with, acne. I have like had this rash, which I blamed on my kids because they were cleaning brush around our house, and I thought it was poison oak or poison ivy. And I was like, you guys got to take showers and you're getting this on me. So I got this rash on my arm, and then I learned about this, you know, not using soap, which I have heard for a long time and wanted to try it, but it's so foreign to me because marketing is powerful and they brainwash us.
We don't want to be dirty hippies.
Right. They brainwash us. They make you feel like, okay, well, you're a bad person or you're a dirty, gross person if you don't use our product, our soap bar.
You're the unwashed masses.
You're the dirty ones. So anyway, and then reading just more into it, I'm like, gosh, that makes so much stinking sense. Like, you know, God gave us these things and our body does cleanse itself. It produces oils. All of this makes so much sense. So I just started it. I've not needed lotion one single time. My rash has cleared up much more quickly than it normally would have. It's amazing. And I don't stink. Smell me.
She's gonna make me smell her armpit. For real. You have no idea. It doesn't stink, but I'm like, it's still like kind of weird. Like, look,
smell. This was just in my armpit. No, it's really fascinating to me, and that's how we are designed. And I have missed out on this glorious goodness for 40-something years.
No. Wait.
So we're gonna experiment with his.
We're gonna experiment.
Dry scalpedness.
I'm gonna not use.
I've convinced him.
Shampoo or conditioner. Maybe I'll go like rub my head in the dirt.
Well, you should. Okay, let me just say this. The woman that I learned this from, this enzyme body wash she uses, she will use that sometimes because it contains prebiotics that feed your good bacteria on your skin, right? So, which that's so fascinating to me to begin with. I love that. Some of the Plexus products have prebiotics in it, and they say that they're even more powerful than probiotics because they're feeding your already existing good bacteria. So that's really cool. So I'll share with you guys that enzyme wash, and she actually uses that on her scalp when she washes her hair, and then she uses a natural conditioner on the ends of her hair. So I'm gonna get some of that. We're gonna try that with him, see if this helps with his dry scalp thing, and then not using soap on the rest of his bod. We'll see how we do.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a common question. So I want to throw this in here before we wrap it up, but a lot of people are like, what about your private area or your bum where you poop, right? Well, oh gosh, I didn't know you were this. Are you ready to bow out, babe?
No, I'm here.
His face is a little red. But, okay, so again, just water. And a woman's, men have external plumbing, that's what I say, but a woman's private area cleans itself. But we're stripping it of that natural bacterial balance when we're constantly soaping it to death. And so water should be able to rinse you sufficiently. And then one last thing I will share is that we should be washing our hands. Our hands are the one area that come in contact with the most, the most bad bacteria, fungus, parasites, pathogens, and things like that. And we're touching our nose, we
sticking it in our orifices.
We're doing a lot of things with it. So it is important to wash your hands with soap, but this would be the only area of your body that.
Mind you, we're not medical experts.
Yeah, yes.
The disclaimer.
The disclaimer that
if you die, it's not our fault.
Yes, and if you stink, it's not our fault. We just suggest that you experiment with your own body's bacteria, and I will link in somewhere. I'll share with you this doctor. Maybe I can share her profile. We're doing pretty good. We can wrap it up, but
no, real quick. I am gonna make one short political thing because I'm a political dissident. So speaking of unwashed masses.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's circle this around.
No, just saying, in these uncertain times, I think there's value in.
Hold on, let me interrupt you. This is her profile, Dr. Courtney Kalla. I don't know if you guys can see that correctly, but.
So, uncertain times, unwashed masses, these political elite that don't think they have to listen to the people. But anyway, the point being that I think it's a good time, whoever you are, if you reach out and build community, right? We talked about it last video. Change is most effective from the bottom up, right? So
start local,
and be willing to work with people. Not everyone thinks the same. Not everyone believes the same. Everyone's got their own bitches and gripes. But we're all human. We all want to live meaningful, satisfying lives, right? And anyway, that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple and
free
short.
from the intrusion of an oppressive
government. Just
government, as John likes to say.
Gubba.
So, so anyway, that is our little spiel on soap and a tiny political rant. But, all right, so if you guys have any questions, pop those in the comments. We will bring you more good stuff next week, and we hope you enjoyed our little commentary on why you shouldn't bathe with soap. and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.